everyone. My name is Tanya, and I am here today with Amy, Pearl, and Shariah after a very informative lesson about human character and personality traits. So before we get started, I'd like to ask each of you, in just one word, how would you sum up your own personality?
Okay. I'd say helpful.
Helpful.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Friendly.
Friendly. I would definitely agree with that one. What about your strongest positive character trait?
Determined.
Determined?
Fairness.
Being fair.
Responsible.
Being responsible. I like all of those answers. I did say positive. Remember, we're trying to think positive. We had a very great class today about character and personality, and we know that so often people get those two confused. Now, Pearl, I know that you work in a very public business situation, and that you've taken some proactive measures to try to educate people a little bit further. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. One of the things that I did was, first of all, become an avid student of the Peaceful Solution Program myself, so that I could change what was going on in my life, in my home. And when I got involved in the Peaceful Solution Program, I could also see that in outside of my home, in my environment, there was a great need for character education. And so I asked my superiors if they would incorporate the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program in our online courses, so that in our day-to-day interventions with our clients and each other, we could produce more morals that are more upright and enhance the work environment. It would also enhance their home environment, and our clients would be enhanced by it. So I was looking for that ripple effect that I had seen in the Peaceful Solution Program, and actually started to incorporate that at work so that those changes could occur.
That's great, because you can see how just one person learning the Peaceful Solution carries it out. And you're saying that's on an online course. So it's not just going out to one person, it's really going out to millions. I mean, the internet is available to everyone. That's great. Now, Shariah, I know that you enjoyed our class today just as much as everyone else. Tell me how you would apply the principles of character and personality, what we learned today, to your everyday life.
Well, I think at work, when a new person would come in, I would notice how we had a lot of things in common and that we can talk. But if I found out that the person had some negative character traits, I would try to be a positive example and practice the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program.
Try to help it rub off?
Rub off,
yes. It does. We see that every day, how just those little things that we pick up, those positive things, they do rub off on others, just like negative can rub off. But we're trying to make a change, and there's a lot of negative out there that we're trying to change, so that's really great. Some simple little concepts in our lives really make a big difference. What about you, Amy? How did you take today's lesson? What would you do with it?
It brought back memories of being a young child and picking friends. And my mother always tried to tell me, well, you can't just pick out the ones that are pretty or cute or maybe have something that you want to see or play with, because I would often get hurt because they would like go off and want to be somebody else's friend and leave me, and it's just like, well, why do they do that? And she said, well, because they don't have it in them to be, it's something that you have to develop. And I can just see how this program though can go out to those young students and teach them, to be aware of that and to be looking at what a person has inside as opposed to just the outside.
That used to be a concept that was normal. It was taught all the time in the world. Parents taught that to their children. Teachers conveyed that to their students. And it's really kind of faded away. And so it's very important that now that we're refreshing our mind, we're learning from the Peaceful Solution. It's for every day. It's for every situation to put this into our mind and to grow with it. So that's really great. I was thinking, applying this to our everyday life, when you see some change, let's say somebody who was in the workplace before, surly kind of personality, no one really wanted to spend time with them, suddenly if they were to send you an email that said, thank you for smiling at me, and you see all of a sudden that warm little spark what would it have been that you did to inspire that within somebody?
Well, I would think that I would look past the person's personality or our personality differences and treat that person the way that I would want to be treated. And then that would reflect where they would say thank you for that.
Right. It does. They feel that little warmth within you. They feel that positive, and like we said earlier, it does. It really does rub off. So what would you do now? Based on your previous experiences and what we've learned today, how would you develop your friendships now, the people that you spend time with?
Well, I know that I would definitely, yes, I'd want to be friendly if they're friendly, but I would kind of step back and observe a little bit more before I jumped out and got into any type of relationship to make sure that their character was based on, values, decent values.
Right. I think it really helps us to really inspire some forethought, look deeper. And, that doesn't mean stay away from people who you're looking deeper at, but that also means that you're setting that example. So if someone's looking deeper at you, they're seeing positive things. It's very important. I think we all learned a lot today from those lessons about the difference between character and personality. It's not something that people readily know. So I really want to urge everyone to pick up this book. It's called The Character Unit. It's for junior high, but these books are so easily adaptable to any age. Pick this up, look at it, read it really well, because there's so much in it that can change your life. And it's such simple principles, but they're not really taught anymore. So it's time for us to really dig back in, get back to those basics. And when we do, it really inspires change in our lives. I'm going to go ahead and close there. Thank you so much for your attention.